Welcome everybody here to round number 7 of the 2014 NASCAR Spring Cup Series, as we are live from the Texas Motor Speedway getting ready for today's Texas 500. This race was supposed to be at night, but we had rain for the nationwide and also for this cup race, so it is going to be a day race just like the nationwide race. Starting on the pole will be Greg Biffle, who is your points leader in the Ford, 3 and Ford. He has a 2-point lead. On the outside of run number 1, we have the 14 of Tony Stewart, the guy who's pretty much had the season that he already wants to forget. In the first 6 races, he is 29th in points. Yes, that is being talked about, a 3-time champion like Tony Stewart, who's not familiar being outside the top 20 in the standings. Row 2, we got the 17 of Ricky Stenhouse, and we got Ricky Austin Dillon in the 3. He'll be rolling off from the 4th spot. Then on row 3, Dillon's teammate Ryan Newman in the 55 of, actually no, that's the 2 car of Brad Keselowski. That is your top 6. Then we got Kyle Busch and Martin Truex. Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth will be your top 10. Justin Allgaier, Ryan Vickers, Casey Kane, Jeff Burton making a return to the Cup Series in the 56. Marcus Ambrose, Kyle Larson, Jimmy Johnson, Carl Edwards, Denny Hamlin, and Clint Bowyer. Michael Annett, AJ Allmendinger, Kevin Harvick, Kurt Busch, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Trevor Bayne, Joe Logano, Jamie McMurray, Eric Almirola, and Paul Menard. Lanny Castle, David Reagan, Casey Mears, David Ruderman, David Gillen, Bobby Labonte, Michael McDowell, Scott Riggs, Cole Witt, J.J. Yeley, Joe Nemechek, and Josh Wise. We have 3 drivers not make the field. They were the 19 of Jeff Green, 35 of Tony Raines, and the new 77 team with Dave Blaney. None of those 3 made the field. Some driver changes for this weekend. We got Scott Riggs driving the 32 for Fastlane Racing. The BK Racing has brought back the 93 team of Bobby Labonte, making their 3rd start of the season. Also in the field, we have the 21 of Trevor Bayne. He won yesterday's race in the Nationwide Series, so he is coming into this race with a lot of momentum, knowing what this track is going to go through throughout the day. Jeff Burton, like we said, is back in the 56. Now your points. Greg Biffle is, like we said, the points leader, a 2-point lead on his teammate Carl Edwards. Brad Keselowski is 3rd in points, 5 points behind. Kurt Busch in the 41 car, he is 4th in points, and Clint Bowyer is your will be completing the top 5 in the standings. Kenseth, Kyle Busch, Earnhardt, Harvick, and Casey Kane. That is your top 10 in the standings. That is pretty much all for the pre-race news. We're going to sit down and check sets so we get the most famous words in motorsports.
Drivers, start your engines.
As the drivers will fire up their engines, we will take you to the green flag in just a moment. Like we talked about in yesterday's Nationwide race, these drivers and teams, crew chiefs, they had their work cut out for them today. Different agendas. They were planning on coming here racing in the night, but just like the Nationwide race, they're racing in the day because of rain. The rain washed out all the rubber they had on the track from practice and qualifying. But Greg Biffle and Tony Stewart, that won't matter for those two, as they will still lead us to the drop of the green flag. The fans are on their feet. 6 races, but 6 different winners. How about 7 for 7? Biffle and Stewart has yet to go to victory lane in the 2014 season, as they'll come off turn 4 into the tribal. The Texas 500 from Texas is green. And Biffle, guys, he gets a great jump right there on the start as he drives away from 2nd place Tony Stewart, who's now under attack from his team, or Biffle's teammate Stenhouse. Well, it looks like he'll move up into 2nd place. Ryan Newman at 31, Tony Stewart at 14, two former teammates. Kyle Busch in the 18, Jeff Gordon 24 moving on the inside as they'll come off turn 4 and complete lap number 1. It's the 16 of Biffle with the lead, with teammate Stenhouse falling behind. And there goes Kyle Busch. Kyle Busch and up into Jimmy Johnson, Marcus Ambrose and a wrecking. Watch out. Come on guys, watch out. As they crash behind, looks like that is the only trouble we have on the track, as some cars are almost in the grass. Here's the damage on the 9 of Marcus Ambrose. A lot of contact, a lot of damage on the 9. And Kyle Busch, he is 7th in points. Clint Boyer 5th in points. Michael McDowell, Brian Vickers. It's been a horrible season so far for Vickers. Eric Almirola, Denny Hamlin. We saw 2 Joe Gibbs cars. We saw 2 of the MWR cars. And both of the Richard Petty cars. Because we saw the 9 of Ambrose with damage. Looks like Kyle Busch was going to save the car until he went up into the 48 of Jimmy Johnson. And that pretty much, well, done it for Kyle Busch as he... Let's see what happened. Oh, Kyle Busch trying to get around Stenhouse for second. Comes up, and there's Johnson. Hooks the 18 car around, and there's Boyer, Vickers, Hamlin, nowhere to go. McDowell. Let's look for the 95 of McDowell. Well, it looks like he had it saved until he just overcorrects and goes up into the 15 of Clint Boyer. You can see Kyle Busch is done, Boyer's done, because you see that smoke pouring out of the 2 Toyotas, so they are done for the day. Let's take you back to live action, as we'll be restarting in a couple of moments. Alright, we're going to be going green. Map 7 of 34. Biffle and now Jeff Gordon up in 2nd place. Martin Truex Jr. 3rd. Great run for the 78. Casey Kane and Ricky Stenhouse. Brad Keselowski, Jimmy Johnson, Ryan Newman, Tony Stewart, and Kevin Harvick. Justin Allgaier, Dale Jr., Kyle Larson, Jeff Burton, Austin Dillon, Jamie McMurray, Joey Logano, Matt Kenseth, Trevor Bayne, and Casey Mears. David Gillen, Carl Edwards, Michael Annette, Kurt Busch, Paul Menard, David Reagan, JJ Yeley, Cole Witt, AJ Allmendinger, and Landon Castle. All about Ritterman, Riggs, Wise, Labonte, Nemechek, Almirola, Ambrose, Hamlin, Vickers, and McDowell. The 18 of Kyle Busch and the 15 of Clint Boyer have took their cars behind the wall, therefore they are done for the day. They will finish in the 41st and 42nd position. And Greg Biffle doing what he's been doing all year long, leading and running up front, just like in the point standings. But will the points leader be the issue? Will be an issue coming into this race? We'll find out as green flag waves, because like we were saying about the points. Thing is that each week the points leader seems to always have some sort of trouble. That's why we have a tight battle up for the points lead. We got Biffle, Edwards, Keselowski, Kurt Busch, Boyer, and Kenseth, separated by 14 points. That's your top 6. Kyle Busch is just 4 points back, but he's going to lose many more points. As Truex got by Gordon for second, and now he's trying to chase down the 16 of Biffle. Keselowski and Casey Kane battling for 3rd. Stenhouse, Gordon battling for 5th. Someone must have got in the wall because there's 14 Tony Stewart, 48 Jimmy Johnson. They're dropping back like a rock. Justin Allgaier, Paul Menard. It's like someone's holding up someone. So they're starting to get a little separated as we got new leaders. 78 Martin Truex. It's been a quiet season for the 78 Furniture Road team. Kurt Busch left. Truex joined, and Truex looks like 20th in points and leading, but he's under attack by the 16 of Greg Biffle. Neither driver's been in victory lane so far, but we got some guys in the top 5 that's already been in the victory lane. We got Brad Keselowski. I believe he got picked up a win. And Truex and Keselowski makes contact. Actually, I don't think Brad has been in victory lane. I just remembered he lost a win at Phoenix to his teammate. The guy who does have a win, though, that 31 of Ryan Newman, already in his first full year at RCR, is... Well, he is in his first year at RCR. First 5 races, he already has a win. But a caution is out. Justin Allgaier, David Gillen, McDowell. It's like a spin with the 51 and the 38. Both drivers. Allgaier's had a lot of fast cars, but just can't get a break like many other drivers. It's been a disappointing 6 races for the 51 of Allgaier. See, he's on the apron. Something did happen with the 51. And then there's the 38 of Gillen spinning up ahead. 2-stepper crashes. Allgaier, Stewart, and Cole Whitt will get together, and there goes the 51 of Allgaier. H. Scott Motorsports, the new name. This is no longer Phoenix Racing. It is H. Scott Motorsports. Owner Harry Scott changed the name. And when that 51 was spinning, we also had another spin with the 38 of David Gillen. And it's like Casey Mears bounced off the wall, comes down into Gillen, gets him out of shape. And it's like that contact right there by Austin Dillon pretty much done it. Just spin that 38 around, but luckily for David, nobody ran into him, so that's always the best thing when you're in that situation. Casey Mears is coming down pit road to get some, looks like some fenders worked on that Geico Toyota. We were able to go a few laps onto the green flag. Biffle, Keselowski, Stenhouse, Newman, and Truex your top 5. Casey Kane, Matt Kenseth, Logano, Earnhardt, and Larson up until the top 10. We got Jeff Gordon, Edwards, Kurt Busch, McMurray, David Reagan up in 15th, Jeff Burton, Cole Whitt, Trevor Bayne, Paul Menard, and J.J. Yeley. Jimmy Johnson running outside the top 20 and 21st. Mike Lynette, David Rutterman, Austin Dillon, Eric Almirola, Scott Riggs, Kevin Harvick, Allmendinger, Denny Hamlin, and Bobby Labonte. Josh Wise, Tony Stewart back in 32nd. Nemechek, Vickers, Ambrose, Castle, McDowell, Gillen, Allgaier, and Mears. We will be getting the green flag on lap 15. That will give us less than 20 laps remaining in this race. Biffle's been in the class of the field, but he has some competition behind him, like the 2 in the 1778. Pace car will go back in the pit lane, and once again, we're back on the way at Texas. Look at this great view. We can see at least the top 20 right there in one picture. At Stenhouse on the inside for second. Ricky had a great start of the season at first, but then pretty much since Las Vegas, it's been really downhill for the 17 team, but trying to turn that around. And here comes the 20 of Kenseth, last week's winner at Martinsville, coming out of nowhere once again. He'll make it 3 wide for second place. Stenhouse has to back out of the gas. Newman up top. Now Kenseth on the bottom trying to get second away as Biffle, his former teammate, pulling away with the lead. And we got trouble on the backstretch. The 7 of Annette is spun, but no caution. Michael Annette spun, but no caution. Look at these guys are trying to be patient. Looks like we have a little, there's like a little pack separator that might help keep from no cautions, but that's not going to be easy. Now up in 4th, Dale Jr., Joey Logano in the 22. Working their way up inside the top 10, almost in the top 5. Earnhardt's in the top 5, but Logano's outside. 3-car breakaway is Kenseth, trying to go back-to-back wins in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Right on the back bumper of Greg Biffle. Truex trying to close the gap, but Kenseth on the bottom, trying to get the lead away off turn 2. Biffle gets in the wall, just a little bit, enough to get in the wall, and Newman's wrecking in the back on Edwards and McMurray. And that's not going to be all. There they go, wrecking. The whole field back here is wreck. Harvick, Gillen, Ambrose, Edwards, Stewart, and more. It's like a junkyard in turn 3. The pace car will pick up our leaders, our cars that are remaining. We have many drivers done. Harvick, Hamlin, Johnson, Ambrose, Newman. It all started with that 31 of Ryan Newman. We're going to see what happened. Carl Edwards in the 99. He's second in points. Coming off turn 2 right here. Newman is really tight. See, he gets in the wall, bounces off in the 99 of Carl Edwards. Kurt Busch is so lucky. He gets by. So does Menard. But McMurray, there's Casey Kane, Jeff Burton. Some of these guys are able to get through. Right here with Johnson and then Stewart. Which I believe all of these cars got involved. There's Allgaier, once again, Vickers. Vickers is able to get through it. It does get some damage, but Mears drives by. There's Scott Riggs driving by. Almirola, he's done for the day. Gillen, McMurray, Landon Castle. See the cars back here that was in this pack with the 48 leading is the ones who really suffers. Bobby Labonte. Labonte, I believe, is making his 3rd start of the season, and all 3 of his starts for Bobby Labonte, he's been in a crash, and this ain't going to help that team get the more tracks throughout the year. Austin Dillon, another bad run for the 3 team. So that really dwindled the field. Okay. We'll be restarting with 12 laps remaining. Matt Kenseth is your leader. Greg Biffle, Martin Truex, Dale Jr., and Brad Keselowski. Joey Logano, Kyle Larson, Jeff Gordon, Ricky Stenhouse, and Kurt Busch. It's Paul Menard, Cole Witt up in 12th. Trevor Bayne, J.J. Yeley, David Reagan, David Riddleman, Jeff Burton, Casey Kane, Justin Allgaier, and Casey Mears. Scott Riggs, Michael Annette, Ryan Vickers, and Landon Castle are the cars remaining. Behind the wall are McDowell, Wise, Gillen, Nemechek, Harvick, Labonte, Almirola, McMurray, Newman, Stewart, Ambrose, Johnson, Edwards, Hamlin, Allmendinger, and Dillon. Leaving us just only 24 cars remaining, but at least maybe the top 15, maybe more, maybe less, don't have damage. In the 30, 36, 34, not sure if they're up to speed. 21. So we're looking at, I say, maybe a 10-car race for the win right here with Kenseth getting us back underway. They're getting a great jump, and there's not going to be no competition right here on this restart. And with 24 cars, that's pretty much a great shot for maybe a sprint to the finish with no cautions. Biffle, Truex for second place, Earnhardt. Here comes Brad Keselowski, but Junior will shut the door. Keselowski trying to make it 3 wide on the 88. They'll come off turn 4. It'll be 11 to go from Texas. Biffle trying to close the gap between himself and the 20. Earnhardt still blocking the 2 car. What a heartbreak for Dale Jr. Last week at Martinsville. Dominated the race. Had probably the best car. But got caught up in about a 2 lap to go crash. Now that he's making. And look at Kyle Larson in the 42. He'll drop by all of them to take third away. Impressive run out of the rookie Kyle Larson. And then we got Ricky Stenhouse in the 17 trying to get around Keselowski and Jr. for 4th. Paul Menard, Jeff Gordon, Cole Witt just outside the top 10. Great stories throughout the top 20. And these 4 guys are pretty much duking it out for the first spot out of the top 20. Who's faster, Kenseth or Biffle? Kenseth was just 2 thousandths faster than the 16. Kyle Larson was quicker than both of them. Now we got a battle with Jeff Gordon and Paul Menard. It is Kenseth, Biffle, Larson, Stenhouse, and Gordon. Then looks like Truex, Logano, Menard, that's 6th, 7th, and 8th. Brad Keselowski and Earnhardt Jr. Kurt Busch, Yelly, Witt, Burton, Bain, Reagan, Rudderman, Annette, Mears, and Allgaier. Vickers, Kane, Castle, and Riggs. Kenseth was quicker last time by than Biffle and Larson. What about this time? A 27.63 with 27.67. Biffle was not closing the gap. He's actually losing some time each lap. It's 4 tenths separating the top 2. Logano in the 22. He's now up inside the top 5. Great run once again for your Phoenix winner, Joey Logano. What about this time by? 27.75 for Biffle, but it's 27.73 for Kenseth. Time is running out for the 16. One mistake though can cost Kenseth the win just like that. No doubt about that. Greg Biffle is going to extend his points lead. He might lose a few points to the 20 car, but well, he's showing that this is the team to beat, Greg Biffle. And Matt Kenseth, because he's trying to go for a 2nd win of the season. Back-to-back wins for Joe Gibbs Racing. Battle for 4th now. Logano drives by the 17 of Stenhouse. Just like that, he still has some time to get around the 42 of Kyle Larson. Logano's been quicker than Larson. Brad Keselowski has been a great season so far for the 2 team. 3rd in points. I say he will be 2nd when we leave here. Maybe third. Kenseth will probably move up in 2nd. That'll be a great point save for the 41 team of Kurt Busch. Great run so right now for the 34 David Reagan. Reagan is 33rd in points, so he really needs a good run. Annette 35th in points. Once again, Kenseth quicker than Biffle. Yeah, gonna have a race for 3rd place, so Kyle Larson is not as fast as the 22 Logano, who's charging up fast in his rearview mirror. Looks like we could have a battle for 5th place, Stenhouse and Keselowski. 2 to go from Texas. We're still looking at the battle for 3rd. Kyle Larson, the rookie, highest rookie right now in the field, and highest rookie in the points. Bill Larson, and then we have Cole Witt, who's 2nd in rookie points. Not Austin Dillon, not Justin Allgaier. Cole Witt for Swan Racing. Swan Racing is getting better and better, just like many other underfunded teams. Logano on the inside of Larson for third. Keselowski got by Stenhouse for fifth. Looks like Logano will take third away from Kyle Larson. Go back up to the front though. He got his first win of the season last week at Martinsville. He picked up 7 wins last year, and this will be win number 9 for Joe Gibbs Racing with driver Matt Kenseth as he delivers the win for Joe Gibbs this weekend at Texas. Back-to-back wins for the 20 team of Matt Kenseth. Greg Bethel runner-up finish for the 16. Great points today for the 16. Joe Logano third, a great run for the 22. Kyle Larson, a great run for this rookie. He could be in the top 10 in points exiting this race. This race is really going to shake up the point standings heading into next week's race at Darlington. Trevor Bayne, yesterday's winner, gets a nice 13th place finish. Well done for Wood Brothers Racing. Swan Racing, Tommy Baldwin Racing getting a top 15. Front Row getting a 16th place with Reagan. 17th for BK Racing with Ruderman. Here are all your official results. Clint Boyer, Kyle Busch, right early on in the race, they will finish 41st and 42nd. They did not even complete a lap, I don't think. So that is all here from Texas. Next week is the Southern 500, Darlington Raceway, my home track. Really excited to get there for the Bojangles Southern 500. Until next time, we'll see you once again from the NASCAR Nationwide Series race at Darlington right here on MJ531. Goodbye, everyone.